What is going on, my broskiis? My name is Toadskii, back again, here to bring you guys yet another One Piece Treasure Cruise video. Today, the extra Coliseum Coby has now arrived on One Piece Treasure Cruise Global. If we actually go back and just have a look at the extra island really quick, there's actually 3 separate difficulties. There is a 30, a 40, and a 50 stamina difficulty, and obviously, the higher the stamina, the more difficult it is. This 50 stamina one, I have to say, is very, very difficult, and so far it's only been 2 hours since its release, but there's only really been maybe 2 to 3 teams that have consistently been able to beat this particular piece of content that are not only comfortable but actually are relatively easy to build. And when I say that, I mean they do revolve around some SugoFest exclusive characters. So anyways, there are 2 separate teams I have for you guys in this video today, and they both work very effectively, and I would recommend either one of these. However, if you are unable to build these characters, and we'll go into further detail about the specifics of the teams, then I definitely recommend farming the lower stamina difficulty of this island. But anyways, before we get into that, let's talk about Coliseum Kirby, and it also comes with a new Helmeppo. Dex Helmeppo is a slasher driven, nothing really too crazy. Special ability removes bind, captain ability is useless. He has a support ability though that supports Coby, and it says once per quest, if the support character uses a special to lock slots, changes your crew's block slots to matching, and removes all enemies' end of turn damage completely. So obviously works really well with Coby because Coby has an all blocking special ability, so it works okay. Though the ability to just change block orbs, it's actually not too bad. In a situation where the enemy reacts to orb manipulation, this could be useful. But outside of that, I mean, the Coby himself isn't really that great, so there aren't going to be too many circumstances where having this character is going to be quite good. Though, because of 6+ Akainu coming out, and you want to run a mono strength team, I guess that is a way that you can use this Coby. I don't know. This Coby doesn't really seem super useful. This Coby, though, he's a strength fighter driven. Stats are pretty okay just across the board. He does have a limit break, though, so I would suggest limit breaking him before you feed the copies of himself, and also, obviously, with the support ability as well. Captain ability is 2 times attack to fighters and reduce damage taken by 30% up to 30%, and you get more damage reduction the lower your HP. So terrible captain ability. 14 turn cooldown special will lock your crew slots for 1 turn, which is where the support of Helmeppo comes in. Also changes adjacent slots into strength, so okay, fair enough. And if your health is above 50% when you activate the special, you cannot be KO'd during this turn. They really struggled to upgrade this character. This character could have been so much better than what he currently is, but I feel like they went very, very soft with this character. They could have gone way harder in upgrading his abilities, but they really haven't. He does have a support ability as well that supports only strength characters, adds 6% of his base stats. He does have 2 crewmate abilities of 50 base stat boost to all characters, and if he has a strength orb and you hit a perfect, it gets carried to the next room. So for my personal opinion, I feel like for the difficulty of this island, this character should have been way better than what he is. But looking at his abilities, he really isn't that great. So I don't blame people for skipping this island completely, because the rewards from it seem kind of half decent, especially with the amount of runs that you have to do, and for just the character himself is really not that good either. I would still recommend at least picking up 1 copy, because he's going to be boosted in the next treasure map, and it's always nice to have as many boosters as possible. But outside of that, dude, I can't really see too many situations where this guy's going to be that useful. But anyways, now that we've gone through the character himself, let's talk about the brand new extra Coliseum Coby. Okay, so getting into the extra Coliseum versus Coby, remember that this is a global first piece of content. This has never arrived on JP before. But getting into this, on stage 3 is where you're going to be countering the first annoying stage. You're going to have a bunch of different marines that have various barriers. So they all have a strength orb barrier. Also, for 1 turn, your crew will get fully paralyzed. Ensure to have the dual unit Bon Clay and Ivankov from the Luffy and Law SugoFest batch. They are immensely useful for this fight. Their switch ability removes paralysis by 1 turn, and their special ability is going to be so good for stage 4. The thing is also on this particular stage with the mobs on stage 3 is that if they attack you, they will slot bind your crew for 3 turns. So having the ability of slot bind resistance on characters is going to be really good here. Alternatively, trying to kill them in the first turn is also going to be really ideal, as I use the version 1 Akainu 6+ team here. The secondary team you guys will be seeing in this video is actually a Snake Man team. Honestly, for this team, there are a couple of replacements. Katakuri and Snake Man are pretty replaceable on this team. You can replace Snake Man with Strength Marigold, and as long as you have the support ability of Sandazonia attached to it, that can definitely replace Snake Man on this team. And Katakuri can be replaced by any other strength unit that removes block orbs or changes block orbs into matching. Either one of those is fine. So another character you could use would be like Treasure Map Ace. That would be a pretty good option, but ensure to use the Akainu special before Treasure Map Ace's special, because both of them provide a tight boost for your team. Stage 4 here, we have the Helmeppo stage, who has about 3.5 million and a bunch of other Dex characters, and you can see that you get Binded and Despaired for 6 turns. So again, this is why the special ability of Ivankov and Bon Clay is really good, as they remove Bind and Despair. Also, you're blinded for 98 turns, which is why Bon Clay and Ivankov are so good, because they also completely remove SFX or blindness. And you can see that Helmeppo does have a 2-hit strength barrier, which again is why Strength Akainu is really good for this fight, as he just provides so many strength orbs. Like this like content was basically built to take on by V1 Akainu. That's what it feels like just going through this dungeon. And now we move on to the boss stage, which is against Koby, who has about 14 to 15 million HP, so he has a lot, and he does actually become a Dex character, which is quite interesting. Again, just making it easier for Akainu. He does have a delay immunity, so you can apply Magellan, and Magellan is a team that I did see people use, but it was a little hit or miss, in my personal opinion. I did try the team out, and it did seem a little hit or miss. He does have a 2-turn % damage reduction as well, so having Montador is really good here, because not only does he remove that % damage reduction, he does provide color affinity for your team as well. And you also need a unit that can remove Special Bind, which again Montador is able to do. So the Montador rare recruit and also Bon Clay and Ivankov, those are the two most important rare recruits for this fight that make it just a lot easier for taking it on. Now the next one you guys are seeing here is a Snake Man team, and again it does utilize Bon Clay and Ivankov and Montador for the reasons that we talked about earlier. And we've also got Ace on this team to not only remove the block orbs on the final stage, but also to provide a tight boost, so he is very important for this team. And Smoothie is the other character. Now Smoothie is pretty good because we can use her on stage 3 and stage 4, but remember, you can only use Smoothie like that if you have her double special activation maxed out. If you don't have her double special activation maxed out, it means that stage 3 will be very difficult for you. You do definitely need to use her on stage 4, otherwise you literally cannot clear it. So if you don't have her double special maxed out, or if it's at level 4 or level 3, I think you can actually get away with it with preemptive attacks and such. I think you can actually get away with using it if it's at level 3 or 4, I think. But definitely maxed out is best case scenario for this particular team. Now in this Snake Man clip here, you guys are going to see that I did get a little bit wrecked from RNG, because after I did clear out this entire room, I needed 1 strength orb in order to clear this particular stage, and unfortunately I didn't get one. So with this particular circumstance here, even though you aren't able to clear it on this turn, you can definitely stall it out, as you know, Snake Man does have a lot of HP and damage reduction and stuff like that, so you can definitely just tank and wait out the turns until you get a strength orb, and then you can clear it. And this is where you would need to use your other Smoothie special, because you need at least 2 strength orbs for you to go ahead and get through Helmeppo's barrier, which is why we use Smoothie to guarantee us some of those orbs. But outside of that, that's literally the only reason she's here, so you could definitely replace her with another unit if you wanted to, but I feel like Smoothie is the best unit here because of the double special activation, and you can use her on multiple stages. And another unit that you could use instead of the Ace, if you do have it, would be the limited rare recruit Judge, especially if you have his double special activation maxed out, as he provides a 2.25 times type boost to strength characters, I do believe. So that is another option as well. But this team worked very, very well, and honestly, I felt that this team was a little bit more consistent than the Akainu team, just because it was much faster, and I just enjoyed the speed of this team much more than the Akainu team, but it's completely up to you at the end of the day. But anyways, hopefully you guys enjoyed this video today of breaking down the brand new extra Coliseum Kirby. If you don't have some of the more important rare recruits that I mentioned in this video, I would suggest farming the lower difficulty ones, at least getting 1 copy of the character to be boosted in the treasure map. But aside that, we already talked about the unit at the start of the video, and I'm really not a big fan of the character in general. But anyways, hopefully you guys enjoyed the video, and if you guys did, make sure to leave a like. And if you want to stay up to date with all of the content I post, including more One Piece Treasure Cruise content, make sure to hit the subscribe button down below. But other than that, guys, I will see you guys within the next video.